Next week is our fun drive for fall. Wanted to tell you about that. So we'll be on the radio, like we do, the Val and Jesse show. And we've got lots of really cool things planned. So T-shirt Tuesday, of course, we have to do that every year now. And but anyway, you'll find out more. Val knows more, but she's not. I don't know where she is. My security blanket. Anyway, we'll have some surprises tonight too, which is really cool. I'm not telling. Do you know? Anybody know? You know. It was hard keeping a secret. Now we have 2 secrets, which is cool. Anyway. 3 minutes. I can talk for 3 minutes. Now, Val could talk for 3 minutes, too. She could be anywhere. We're planning another signal, and hope to have that in beta test by the end of the year. So that's really cool. Yay. MOT stays the same, and everything is the same about it, but we're going to add something else to the mix. So we're working on that. We'll tell you more as we get closer, but I'm really excited about it. It's something that really needs to happen, and I don't see corporate radio going and doing it, so we will. And do you want to come say hello? Ann Williams, our development director, she can tell you more about the fun drive next week.
Hey, Ann Williams, development director here at WMOT. One of the things that we are going to be doing is, talking about the value of WMOT, and then we are going to be asking for your support. Obviously, you all have been giving us support, and we want to thank you very much, but we also would love for you to tell a friend and get them to donate and maybe come with you to the next Wired In. We're going to have new T-shirts, and we'll have hats, and of course, we're going to continue to bring this wonderful program to you. So I just want to thank you right now and, for the next year of your support of WMOT. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Ann. Nicely done. We're less than a minute to air now, so Val may still show up. I don't know. I think this is the first one she's missed. I got this in Boulder, and I got 2 of them. The other one is a peace sign. And then I started seeing them everywhere. But I was like, oh, I have to have this. Welcome to Wired In for WMOT Roots Radio. My name is Jesse Scott, and this is Public Radio Music Day. We are at Riverside Revival in East Nashville, as we were last year. Happy to be back here. This space is so serene and so incredible. And thank you all for being here. Thank you for being supporters of public radio, especially on this day where we acknowledge the difference that we get to make by playing the music that we do. And we couldn't do that without your help, so thank you so much. Applause for yourselves. We have quite an amazing show this evening. We're going 4 deep. I'm still not going to tell you who the special guest is. Sorry, you're just going to have to wait. But we will have Molly Tuttle up in just a bit, and we will have Jim Lauderdale and the Poor Ramblin' Boys in just a bit. And right now I want to introduce you to Phoebe Hunt, who I have known and have loved for so many years. That makes you sound old.
I am.
You are not old. It's so good to see you.
Do I get to talk to you, like,
Yeah.
into the microphone?
Yeah, you even get to be higher than me, which is nice to have a stomp box.
Yeah.
How are you?
Well, this is not about how I feel about. I don't feel like I'm any higher than you as a human being, Jessie Scott. Guys, Jessie Scott is such a beautiful woman who serves so many artists in town. Y'all give it up for Jessie Scott.
I need a stomp box. I need a stomp box of my own.
It's like you have a little stage everywhere you go.
It's so cool. Quite the trip. And thank you for making a new record.
Thank you. Thanks for acknowledging it and for playing it so much on I want to say WMOT. That's what I want to say.
Because we know each other
WMOT.
from other
Yeah,
signals.
we know each other from Austin first. Other signals
Yeah, along the way.
up in Mars, outer space.
Of course, Craig Havikhurst wrote a lovely piece about Nothing Else Matters. Do you want to talk about how that all kind of morphed and grew wings?
Sure. I have a new album called Nothing Else Matters. Thank you. I wrote the song that's the title track with my dear friend Maya DeVitri. If any of y'all know her, she's a wonderful songwriter and singer. And we were just at my house crying and writing songs like we do. And that was just right before the pandemic broke out. And the song just sat latent in my Dropbox folder as about 30 or 40 other songs are sitting right now in there. And then when I had the idea of making a solo voice and fiddle album, I just went through all my songs and found which ones would be the most appropriate for this particular way of delivering a song. And that one came right to mind, but it was also coming right to mind to Lindsay Lou. My friend Lindsay came over to my house because I was asked to play a gig, and I asked her if she would play a few songs with me on my gig, and I sent her a text with some of the songs that we would maybe do as we do. And she came over to the house and she started practicing it with me, and she said, I just have to tell you, I think you wrote this song about me. Did you guys actually write this song about me? Because I'm really good friends with Maya. I'm really good friends with you. We've all talked about these things. Like, she was like really curious. Like, did y'all actually write this about me? Because I'm going through exactly what this song is about right now. And I was like, I just think that our lives are parallel. We live parallel lives. We're dear friends. We share a lot of commonalities in the fact that we're both musicians who've been with bands that have changed. And she just said, can I please play that song? So Lindsay Lou started playing it, and she just put it on her new album, which just came out, Queen of Time. And now that it's on the internet, there's like all these other people playing this song too, just making TikToks of the song and Instagram posts of the song. And what I think that means is that it's touching people in a way that just feels like a folk song would, which to me that's the highest compliment that any songwriter could ever get, is just a song that feels playable, one that makes people feel like it's their own. And that makes me feel so wonderful in my heart. And actually for years and years and years, I've had a vision of making a whole album of what I in my head call, and I have a folder in my Google Drive called Songs for the People. And I was like, we need an album of songs that are songs to be sung at campfires, at jams. Like, I just want to write an album and have an album out to the world that is all campfire songs. And I've been thinking about that for years. 2017, I think I first had that idea, so a long time ago. And there's a folder in my Google Drive of an unrecorded album called Songs for the People, but it seems like this one has shown its face already and is a song for the people. So it's called Nothing Else Matters, yeah.
Love it all. And I'm so happy this record came out and that you've had incredible support from the record label for it as well. It's really sweet.
Thank you.
It needed to get out there, you know? I mean, there's been this push.
It's been, you said you've known me a really long time. Well, we've known each other 15 years. I've been playing music in many different band configurations. There was a band called the Belleville Outfit. And if y'all knew, well, we were like an Americana band doing a lot of things. That's where we first met, through that band. And we had 2 album cycles, and then I've put out 5 solo albums just by myself as a solo artist with different configurations of bands, a live album and an EP that was produced by a wonderful producer in LA, Matt Rawlings. and my live album, and then 2 albums with my big band, The Gatherers. So 15 years of putting out music, and I've never had support from a label in any way, but this album that's just me and my fiddle, completely all by myself, is the one that 30 Tigers picked up and decided to help promote. And I'm so grateful for David Macias and the whole team at 30 Tigers for listening to my voice and my fiddle and thinking it was worthy of their time and everyone else's ears. So it's interesting to see what resonates with people. And yes, very interesting that the solo voice and fiddle album has resonated.
It's so great. I'm so happy you're here. Solo with fiddle. Please make her welcome. Phoebe Hunt for WMOT Roots Radio.
Wife, I'm moving to the city. I'm bound to be a lint-head gal. I'm gonna change my world. I'm picking up, I'm putting down, I'm factory educated. I never try to be civilized, but I can change my world. I ain't got a ma, ain't got a pa, ain't got no blood related. I once had a man, but away I ran. He couldn't keep me satiated. Yeah, love is overrated. I can see right through the mud, right through the bone and marrow. I'm getting back down where the mud hits the ground. I'm flying like a sparrow. I'm flying like a sparrow. My hands are hard as any man's. My heart is even harder. I don't make the rules, don't you suffer fools. I got a razor in my garter. And I ain't your little Omi Wise. I ain't your pretty Polly. And I ain't your goddamn lint-head gal. I'm gonna change my world. waited for today, full of innocence and sorrow through cacophonies of pain. I'll carry on, carry on. Heart of gold, heart and soul, heart am I, truth be told. I would beg, steal, trade, or borrow for the freedom of my soul. And if I never see tomorrow, would my light remain aglow and carry on, carry on. Where are you? Woe is me. If there's a war, tell me please. Is the lineage of time a curse created to behold, or is it just a grand illusion given all that may unfold and carry on, carry on. True am I, true and one, true to shine as the sun. In the passing of a moment, may all senses be revealed, is to realize atonement, luminescence unconcealed that carries on, carry on. Who, true, where, heart, heart am I, heart and soul, true to find where to go. In the passing of a moment, may all senses be revealed, is to realize atonement, luminescence unconcealed that carries on, carry on. Thanks so much for listening. One of the other things I love to do is write songs that have healing components to them. I believe songs have the power to transmute energy that's living within us and help us to reveal parts of us we didn't even know existed. And I work with armed force war veterans, and thank you. For 8 years, we've put on a program in Texas, where I come from, called the Reveille Songwriting Retreat. Well, here's one that I wrote with the the co-founder of that retreat, Dustin Welch, who runs the organization Soldier Songs and Voices. He's one of my dear brothers on this planet. And this one we wrote about the experience of holding space for all these people. It's called Walls. When nobody's there to take your call, and everything is a means to an end, are you gonna climb or are you gonna crawl? When all the walls are closing in, I know that sometimes it's hard to find the right words to say what you mean. And when you hold the truth in your heart and you have been told it's not real, and everything you've got to give, you can give until you've just given up. Broken by fear, unspoken for years of not saying enough. When nobody's there to take your call, and everything is a means to an end, are you gonna climb or are you gonna crawl? When all the walls are closing in. Sometimes it's hard to realize why you feel what you feel. When you hold the truth in your heart, but you have been told it's not real. It might take an almighty crisis to lift you up off your feet, but once the dust settles down, time will all come around to put your demons to sleep. When nobody's there to take your call, and everything is a means to an end, are you gonna climb or are you gonna crawl? When all the walls are closing in. Here's one I wrote with another participant from that very same experience named Bob Alzapidi. He's about 80 years old and has the tremors, and when he speaks, it's in a very low mumble, very much like this. And he brought me this song. We were in a songwriting class together, and I paired all the students into co-writing pairs, and I thought, I'll take Bob. Bob will be my co-writing buddy. And he brought me this song. He sent me a document with most of the lyrics in it, and we got on a phone call, and I told him what I really thought, and we whittled it down. We whittled it down to something that I thought was meaningful. This was about a waitress that he had been crushing on at a bar that he was going to for his Soldier Songs and Voices meetings every Monday. Molly, my dear, you've such a pretty face. Molly, my dear, you brighten up the place. I see stars in your eyes, your cheeks glow. Could that be because I said hello? Well, all my friends say I don't have a chance, but in this world, this spinning, swirling dance, anything could happen if I just said hello. But if I never ask, I'll never know. Molly, my dear, you've such a pretty face. Molly, my dear, you brighten up the place. When you walk by, I wish I could know. I would follow you from one hello. If you'd only give me just one chance, I'd prove to you the world's most profound romance. I'm lost in your smile, you carry me for miles. I would follow you where you may go. Molly, my dear, you've such a pretty face. Molly, my dear, you brighten up the place. I see you on a Sunday, but never on a Monday. Would that change if I just said hello? Late at night, before I fall asleep, I pray the Lord my secret song he'll keep, and that she'll sing along wherever she may go, even if I never said hello. And it's not lost on me that there's a Molly playing tonight as well. So I do love Molly Tuttle very much. However, that song wasn't about her. But I do think that she's wonderful, and I just want to say hello. Hi, Molly, wherever you are. I'm excited for your show right after this. I think everyone else here is also. I'm just speaking to her right now in telepathy, if you didn't catch that. One of the main themes of the album I've been putting out, Nothing Else Matters. My last album was called Neither One of Us Is Wrong, which I actually never toured at all. So I put that out just over the internet during the pandemic, and I just made a slip in saying that. But the album that I currently have, that I have been touring behind, is called Nothing Else Matters. And one of the main themes of it is just a bunch of questions. Because I feel like we're living in a time right now that's full of a lot of questions, and no one really has many answers. So you might notice that in the themes of these songs, and this next one is just along those lines. And when I ask questions, I also invite you to ask those questions of yourself. I just love the power of inquiry, and so I would love to know after the show if any of the questions resonate with you. This one's called Who I'm Meant to Be. Is who I am, who I want to be. Four frozen walls closing in on me. I am filling the room and its vacancy. Drown in the is who I want to be. And is who I am, who I ought to be. Pacing the room digitally, paper cutouts of strangers accompany me. Drowning in the ocean of eternity, wondering if who I am is who I ought to be. From the audacity as I open the window to let it all breathe, learn to accept my authenticity, because who I am is who I am to be. From the audacity as I open the window to let it all breathe, learn to accept my authenticity, because who I am is who I am to be. And is who I am, who I'm meant to be. Is fate such a thing, or is destiny? As the fire turns to ash and the dirt into trees before my skin turns to soil, well, I'd like to believe that who I am is who I'm meant to be. Because who I am is who I am to be. But is who I am who I want to be? Thank you so much. I'm going to look at this list that I wrote down earlier before I got on stage. This little paper plate I found backstage. Looks like we're coming up on it, you guys. How are y'all doing? Are y'all having a good time? In fact, actually, it looks like I have more time than I thought, so I'm going to go rogue. That means I'm doing what's not on the list, but I don't have anybody that's going to mess up. Time will tell if there's an answer to the questions in the end. When mountains crumble, rivers drain, and both of us shall have no name, we'll fade into the rain. But if I fell, it's not in vain for lack of confidence or shame, but for the changing tides that rise within and change to me, but change to them our lifetime. Just a whim I'm flying on. So fly on, sweet dream maker. I'm flying next to you. Formation changes with the wind, and each moment brings a new beginning to our love affair. I'm flying on. You decide which turn to make while riding down the road. You're giving all that you can give, and I'll try my hardest just to live our endless summer nights. I'm flying on, so fly on, sweet dream maker. each moment brings a new beginning to our love affair. I'm flying on. Formation changes with the wind, and each moment brings a new beginning to our love affair. I'm flying on. One, a two, a three. Josephine came on the scene just past the point when a Richard III had raised the price of living clean and well. So she looked inside the bottle, warped her mind and did the time. But had she known, she would have saved herself from hell. 22, her daddy knew that she was made for nothing better, so he threw her to the weather, wind and rain. And when she came home a-knocking, he had turned and changed the locks, and now she was destined for the walk of Angeline. Oh, the walk of Angeline is one of glory. Apparitions will reveal her soul divine. What has been passed down the line is a sad story. Will in time unveil the walk of Angeline. Had abandoned her, at least that's how the neighbors tell the tale. But there are only words of praise when spoken from a state of grace. She laid no syllable to waste, bid them farewell. Followed down her mama's path to find a place to sort the past, to put her memories to rest, prove trying. But there were roadblocks on the trails. Did she pass them and did she fail? And walking from her own babe, laying there and crying. Oh, the walk of Angeline is one of glory. Apparitions will reveal her soul divine. What has been passed down the line is a sad story. Will in time unveil the walk of Angeline. People say that she was fair, but Josephine, I don't think she really cared. For in the fable that she followed lived the callous tens of time, but her mind was of her mother Angeline. Perfect. It seems as though I might have time for one more song. Are you guys all right with that? Busting off bow hairs here. Well, you've waited long enough to hear the title track of my new album, as though that's what you've been waiting for. I'm sure of it. But this is the song that Jesse and I were alluding to at the beginning of our interview, talking about a song that just happens to live beyond its maker, and I hope that every song can actually live beyond its maker. Another dear friend of mine, just to go off for a minute, my friend Hudson Mueller, who's a wonderful songwriter, if any of y'all have the time to check him out, he wrote a poem that I will never forget. He said, "Where do songs go when they die?" That's another question. You know, if you're not out there playing your songs, sharing them, being in the public eye, doing your best to tell the story of a song, how will it have a life of its own? Well, I think that our goal as songwriters is that to write a song that someone else would want to play. And so hopefully this is that for you. If there's any songwriters or singers in the room, I'd love to hear your version. This is called Nothing Else Matters. We were one long night, we were one sweet morning, we were all time. I think I'm in the wrong key. So you can even change the key of whatever song you're learning. We were one long night, we were one sweet morning, we were all time. But I don't need to live forever to know I'll always love you. I love you. Nothing else matters. And y'all can sing that line. Nothing else matters. Beautiful. We were young and free. We were loud and laughing. We were learning how to see. But I don't need to do it over to know that I was living. I'm living. Nothing else matters. I could break my only heart, but I don't need the world to hear me to know that I am singing. I'm singing. Nothing else matters. I don't need to see the sunset to know that we have parted. I'm weeping. Nothing else matters. We were one long night. We were one sweet morning. We were all time. But I don't need to live forever to know I'll always love you. I love you. Nothing else matters. I love you. Nothing else matters. Thank you so much.
Phoebe Hunt for Public Radio Music Day and Wired In for WMOT Roots Radio. Nothing Else Matters sounds to me like it could be a Scottish traditional that's been on the planet for hundreds of years. Congratulations for tapping into the great unknown and for everything you do, Phoebe. Thank you so much. Well, we got a whole bunch more show to go for this evening here at Riverside Revival. And by the way, if you're listening to us on the radio, you can watch it at live sessions at npr.org. Very happy to partner with NPR on these shows. Next up, is Molly Tuttle. So excited to have her back on stage with us here at Riverside Revival for WMOT Roots Radio as we reset the stage. Back in just a few.
Oh, that's the, oh, Feedy?
Just real quick before we get started for our next set, if you ordered food, you can pick it up at the counter in the corner here. So, what do you think? We're a couple minutes away. Just so happy to be back here at Riverside Revival. It feels so good, and we have new curtains. Making it sound better. I think so. Depends. I don't know how long the line is. Let's see how long we have. I did find Val. She was eating. And now I've lost her again. Oh, she's here. I know, I'm just a thorn in your side. You want to see Val, don't you?
How's everybody doing tonight? Hey, give Jessie Scott a hand. She's the one that booked this thing. I want to say thank you to all of you who are here tonight. We really appreciate you coming out to support Public Radio Music Day. As you guys might know, I am on the board of the Non-Com Music Alliance, and we support public radio music. We do a lot with music licensing for radio stations and things like that. And we dreamt this up, this Public Radio Music Day, several years ago to kind of be like Record Store Day, because I don't think there's enough attention paid to the public radio stations that play just music, right? There's a lot of news out there, but you guys need a respite, right? You need a safe space. So that's how Public Radio Music Day was born, and I am thrilled that the Senate last night, without the House, passed a resolution, so today is the National Public Radio Music Day. You may know, 30 seconds. I also was in Washington, D.C. last week. I was advocating for funding for public radio music stations. If you care about public radio, please go to protectmypublicradio.com and find out how you can be part of supporting public radio music stations. Thank you all. I appreciate you.
And we are live, back on stage at Riverside Revival for Public Radio Music Day for WMOT Roots Radio. And it is also our Wired In for this month. And now, you know, we usually only do 2 artists, sometimes 3, but tonight it's a quad bill. I want to say thank you again to Phoebe Hunt for joining us, and I want to introduce you to Molly Tuttle.
Hello, everyone.
So great to see you.
Great to be here on WMOT at Riverside Revival. This is so cool. You know, I've heard about this venue. I've passed by it on the streets of East Nashville, and it's cool to finally get to play here.
Love it. Love that you're here. What
Thanks
a
for having
year
me.
you
Yes.
have had. Well, it's been a couple years, actually, of just ascendance. It's been wonderful to watch
Aw,
you.
Thank you. And you guys have been such supporters of me through the years, so
Well, we
it's always
love
great
that.
to be back.
And the thing that I think is so cool, as just a kind of byproduct of what it is that you get to do, is that there are all these girls watching you.
Aw.
And they're picking up guitars also. And that's the most amazing thing.
Thanks. Yeah, I hope so. I hope I can inspire some girls to pick up the instrument.
I think so, you know? It's really cool.
Thanks.
So I hate to like ask this kind of question because it's going to make you think, but tell me about a highlight, one highlight that you've had over the course, let's say, of the last year. I know, there's 15
man.
things. Exactly.
Probably going to the Grammys. That was something I just kind of, I mean, it was of course a dream of mine to maybe get nominated for a Grammy someday, but I could have never imagined it happening really. And then when I was there, it was like so surreal. It was just a whirlwind of a week out there in LA. So
great.
that was very exciting.
Well, I love everything that's going on with you, with
Thanks.
the new album, with your amazing band. I love that you're here solo tonight because you know,
You'll get
whatever
to hear
way you
all my
wanna-
mistakes. And
No. Whatever way you want to come play for us is
Aw,
fine.
thank you.
So please make her welcome, Molly Tuttle for WMOT Radio.
But a red dirt girl's got a one-way track from Daddy's fields to a two-room shack. The dust clouds turn her days to black and her nights to wandering. Well, a girl is wild as a western town, and saddle up, not settle down. Grow as strong as a pine wood tree, turn that red dirt evergreen. Just like the Oklahoma rain, springtime brings a wedding ring from a man 3 times her age. She ran to save her heart, went tearing through the red dirt hills, knocked down a riot 18 wheels, headed for the Rockies for to make a brand new start. Well, a girl is wild as a western town, can saddle up, not settle down. Grow as strong as a pine wood tree, turn that red dirt evergreen. A dandelion born to ramble, say goodbye to the panhandle. Now she's tall in the saddle with her heart up in the wind. So here's to all the red dirt gals who dream of greener fields and how we'll never let them hold us down or try to fence us in. 'Cause we're as wild as a western town. We saddle up, not settle down. Grow as strong as a pine wood tree. Turn that red dirt evergreen. We turn that red dirt evergreen. Thank you. Well, I'm going to be playing a bunch of songs off my new record, City of Gold. Thanks. It came out July 21st, and a lot of the songs were inspired by where I grew up out in California, and it was also the first kind of like real band record I've ever made. I've been touring now with my band Golden Highway for the last year and a half, and yeah, thanks. It's been this crazy ride we've been on, and it's been so much fun. So right when I got the band together, I knew I wanted to start writing songs kind of inspired by my amazing band members, but I'm going to be playing them all alone today, which is kind of a first for me for this album cycle. But anyway, this next song is one that I wrote about the California gold rush. I remember taking a field trip up to Northern California to the site of the first ever gold strike and learning to pan for gold from this old kind of grizzled miner guy who had this gold nugget on a chain around his neck. And so I was telling Ketch Secor about that, and he was like, let's write a song and try to imagine all these different characters who might have come out to California in search of gold. So this is one called El Dorado. I'm Gold Rush Kate from the Golden State with a nugget around my neck. Keep the red lights burning bright from here to hell and back. Dug for silver and for gold from Boulder up to Hayes. When I hit Coloma, boys, made my final claim. Across the high Sierra There was in the spring of 48, and every man with a shovel and pan is stumbling through my gates. Behind these doors, whiskey pours and loving flows like wine. Miners boast, mother loads, they'll dig or else die trying. They come from far and wide to quell the fever in their souls. It haunts the brain, they've gone insane for the glimmer of the gold. The devil must have drug them here down a one-way path. 'Cause when you hit Coloma, boys, you never make it back. There's Redwood Billy, could drink his fill, soaking John the Rover. Bad Luck Dave is in his grave, his gold dust days are over. They fill their pans with blood and sand, call to God upstairs. But in the golden country, boys, the Lord don't hear your prayers. Cross yourself on Hangman's Hill if you run into Reno Maria. When the sky's dark, she can read the stars from Mars to Cassiopeia. She comes around when the sun comes down with fortunes to be told. For a copper penny, she'll tell you plenty except where to find the gold. Stay away from Snake Old Jake, he'll fool you with a fountain pen. One look in his eyes, you'll be hypnotized. He's got that sleight of hand. Sleek and fat like an old tomcat, they say he has 9 lives. But Snake Old Jake sure met his fate when they shot him down 10 times. Don't stake your claim with the Dogtown gang or the boys from Rough and Ready. Don't thumb your nose at the Sydney Coke, the hammer comes down heavy on every jack who tries to hack his way to fortune there. Comes to find he's last in line to be a millionaire. Eldorado, city of gold, city of fools. Heard the news from Siskiyou, the rush is moving on, leaving old Coloma boys and bound for Oregon. Here in town, the tailing piles have all gone rust. One day you boom, but pretty soon your booming days are bust. So now I sweep the empty streets and boarded up saloons. Seen them fade from golden days to ghost towns left to ruin. Was it worth the blood and dirt to dig our lives away? Life goes quick, so come get rich in California, yeah. Eldorado, woo-hoo. Eldorado, city of gold, city of fools. Has a fever got hold on you? I've seen it all, the rise and fall, now I'll take my rest. I'm Gold Rush Kate from the Golden State, and I'm the last one left. Got any Nashville cowgirls in the house tonight? This one's for you. I was a young cowgirl, just one of the guys. Scrapes on my knees and an eye on the prize. My wild Appaloosa, she stole the show. First place ribbon at the rodeo. I said I don't wanna ride side saddle, side saddle, side saddle. I just wanna ride bow-legged like a boy. I got my blue jeans on, feet in the stirrups. Now the cowboys cry when I kick the red dirt up. Leave 'em in the dust as the hot sun sets. That's the sight they won't ever forget. Oh, I don't wanna ride side saddle, side saddle, side saddle. I just wanna ride bow-legged like the boys. Sing it with me. I don't wanna ride side saddle, side saddle, side saddle. I just wanna ride bow-legged like the boys. Oh. Thank you. Well, this next one I'm going to do for you all is, it's a cover song that I actually recorded kind of like right around here in Nashville in my home. And I recorded this one back in 2020 when we were all stuck inside, and it was really hard for us musicians because, you know, we love going out and playing shows for people and touring all over the place, and it was wild to suddenly be in one place for that long. I think that's the first time I've been home for like more than a month in my adult life. So I decided finally, if I couldn't go out and play shows for you all, that I would make a record in my bedroom, kind of quarantine style, piece it together, record myself, send it out to other musicians to record their parts on in their home studios. And I picked a bunch of songs from my favorite artists and favorite songs from through the years, and this next one is by the Rolling Stones. She comes in colors everywhere. She combs her hair. She's like a rainbow. Coming colors in the air. Oh, everywhere. She comes in colors. She comes in colors everywhere. She combs her hair. She's like a rainbow. Coming colors in the air. Oh, everywhere. She comes in colors. Have you seen her dressed in blue? See the sky in front of you, and her face is like a sail, specks of white so fair and pale. Have you seen a lady fairer? She comes in colors everywhere. She combs her hair. She's like a rainbow. Coming colors in the air. Oh, everywhere. She comes in colors. Have you seen her dressed in gold, like a queen in days of old? She shoots colors all around, like sunset going down. Have you seen a lady fairer? She comes in colors everywhere. She combs her hair. She's like a rainbow. Coming colors in the air. Oh, everywhere. She comes in colors. so much. Well, you know, I actually didn't have this next song on the set list, but as I was playing that one, I thought, oh, I got to do my Nashville song here in East Nashville. This is one off my record, Crooked Tree, and I wrote this song kind of as Nashville was exploding. Around the same time that I was recording my pandemic album, I felt like the downtown scene in Nashville was just getting wilder and wilder, and actually when I finished recording this song, I went down there and got a little field recording of some Nashvillerettes. I said, "Who's ready to party in Nashville?" And they all went, "Woo!" So if you listen to the album, you can hear some real deal Nashvillerettes at the end. This one's called The Nashville Mess Around. I just rolled in from Fond du Lac, I'm looking for some fun. Going down to Nashville town to see the ponies run. Just rolled in from Fond du Lac to sing a little ditty, raise some hell and give you a way down in Music City. It's booming down in Nashville, let's go light up the town. Raise a glass, drink it fast before they bust it down. Shine up your shoes, come on, let's do the Nashville mess around. Yodelay, yodelay, yodelay. Well, it's hard to hit the honky-tonks if you ain't got a dollar. And if your banjo's out of tune, the girls won't hoot and holler. No, they won't even clap their hands unless you are somebody, not some jack from Fond du Lac who drank up all his money. It's booming down in Nashville, let's go light up the town. Raise a glass, drink fast before they bust it down. Shine up your shoes, come on, let's do the Nashville mess around. Yodelay, yodelay, yodelay. So all you pals and pilgrims and in from out of towners, we had a boom, now there's no room, so don't you hang around here. You're out of luck, so don't pick up when Nashville comes a-calling. You best go back to Fond du Lac and quit your honky-tonkin'. It's booming down in Nashville, let's go light up the town. Raise a glass, drink fast before they bust it down. Shine up your shoes, come on, let's do the Nashville mess around. Yodelay, yodelay, yodelay. Who's ready to party in Nashville? Do you like to get down low at the doghouse or high on the hog when the Friday night lights go down? And can you howl like a greyhound? Do you like greens, and I don't mean collards, hollered, swallowed, blown your last dollar at dawn? And do you like to tie one on? Now the street's full of suits with $100 haircuts they used to cut loose. Now it's uptight, airbrush, scratching my head, cause I really, really wanna know, where did all the wild things go? Do you like to get hazy, blazy, crazy, a little bit mad cause you just caught rabies, man? And are you going off the deep end? Do you like jamming, rambling, gambling, slamming them back till you don't know what you're standing on? Passed out in a porta-john. Now this town's been tamed like a bear in a cage, like a broke down train, like the fire hits rain, racking my brain cause I really, really wanna know, where did all the wild things go? Where did all the wild things go?
is where I'm going to ask you all to do a little audience participation moment. And it's really easy. All you have to do is say do. So repeat after me. Do 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 do. Now I'm gonna harmonize with you all. Do 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 do. All right, keep it going. Sometimes you gotta growl. Sometimes you gotta let loose, get juiced and howl. Ooh, sometimes you gotta raise the roof, shake the blues, break through, make the news before it all goes south. Sometimes you gotta get low. Sometimes you gotta rise up to get down. Sometimes you gotta stand out in the crowd, get plowed, fight your feet that ground. 'Cause there's never been a better time to let it shine than right now. Huh. So meet me after midnight moonlight, it's gonna be a good time, alright. Everybody's coming in hot. We're gonna divvy up the jackpot. Till the party lights out and the police are coming. Everybody's running, so throw another diesel down. Come on, let's blow this town. 'Cause you can cut out the fangs of a pair of pit vipers, but this here tiger's just getting wilder. All you wild things stand up and let 'em know. Where did all the wild things go? Where did all the wild things go? Where did all the wild things go? Thank you. All right, we're getting a little wild here at the Riverside Revival, WMOT. And now I would like to bring up a very special guest to the stage. Give it up for Catch Secor!
Oh my gosh! Molly, thanks so much for inviting me here to Riverside Revival. It's my first time. I understand we're live on WMOT, my favorite Nashville area roots radio station.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh my God, that's so exciting.
Well, Ketch and I wrote all the songs together on my new album, and we're gonna do this next one that's a duet about kind of like a horrible road trip gone wrong. Have any of you ever been on a road trip and you realize you don't really want to be stuck in a car with the people that you're with?
Yeah, I sure have. I think I did that for about 14 years. Before I got a bus with a pull curtain that I could hide behind. Well, I love the song that you're about to do, and on your album it sounds so cool. And tell them and everybody listening about who you got to sing the part that I thought I was going to get to sing.
So Ketch and I made this demo of this song, and there was like a duet. We were going back and forth singing the verses, and I, on a whim, texted it to Dave Matthews and was like, would you sing this song on my album? I'll probably never hear back. Amazingly, he responded and wanted to sing on it. So this song has the one and only Dave Matthews on the album, but this is, you're gonna get to hear the real, like, original version as we wrote it now.
Dave's my avatar.
do us some good. Despite every instinct, I said that I would. It's been 6 years since you put on that ring. Maybe the road will fix everything. When all that remains is the gas in the tank, the tread on the tires are what's left in the bank. Sometimes the road is the best remedy. How many more miles to Yosemite?
Well, I'm riding shotgun through prairies and plains. You see how pretty, I'm thinking how strange it feels to follow this sinking ship down. Maybe the mountains will turn us around. When all that remains is the gas in the tank, the tread on the tires and what's left in the bank. Sometimes the road is the best remedy.
For a love that's grown old, try some new scenery.
How many more miles to Yosemite? Damned if we make it, we're damned if we don't. Now we're somewhere stuck in between. Running on fuel, it's an uphill climb. We drove right past all the danger signs, and I just can't wait to tell you goodbye. Cut a new trail, leave our love behind. Sometimes the road is the best remedy.
For two broken hearts that need setting free.
So how many more miles to Yosemite? How many more miles to Yosemite? Sound good, Molly Tuttle. Crank her up at home on the radio.
All right, give it up for Catch Secor.
All right, well, I think I got time for a couple more songs. I don't actually know what time it is, but, you know.
Old Dooley was raised Carolina, got his schooling out in Vietnam. Tucks his hair up in a pioneer seed cap when he's bringing his cash crop in. Now everybody said he's just a simpleton farmer, plowing 100 acres out in Sugar Grove, smiling at you from an IH tractor. But there's a secret down in every row. The Blue Ridge Mountains with the whispering pines used to grow tobacco, then they made moonshine. But there's something better in the back of the barn, down on Dooley's farm. Old Dooley's got a roadside farm stand, sweet corn, tomatoes, and turnip greens. the back of the woods at midnight. Bring a lantern 'cause it's hard to find. He's got a strain that'll punch your lights out. Old Tilly's gonna blow your mind. In the Blue Ridge Mountains with the whispering pines, used to grow tobacco, then they made moonshine. But there's something better in the back of the barn, down on Tilly's farm. Well, you can hide by day, but the night will find you. They caught Dooley in the moonlight, drug him down from the field to the state farm to bust rocks on the roadside. Now everybody says I'm just a simpleton farmer, but they don't know that I'm an outlaw. Growing green must have ran in the family, 'cause old Dooley is my grandpa. In the Blue Ridge Mountains with the whispering pines, used to grow tobacco, then they made moonshine. But there's something better in the back of the barn, down on Dooley's farm. In the Blue Ridge Mountains with the whispering pines, they used to grow tobacco, then they made moonshine. But there's something better in the back of the barn, down on Dooley's farm. Down on Dooley's farm. All right. Thank you all so much for being here tonight. And thanks to WMOT Roots Radio for having me, and so many amazing artists coming up next. Jim Lauderdale, Poe Ramblin' Boys. And my friend Phoebe Hunt was just crushing it earlier. And it's always nice to get to play a hometown gig. This is just awesome. I'm going to close it out with this next song that's, I've been playing a bunch of new songs tonight, but this is one that kind of started me down this adventure with my band Golden Highway. It's the title track off my record that came out last year, and this song is all about embracing what makes each of us special and unique. So I want to send this to all the crooked trees out there tonight and listening in on the radio. Two trees in the forest, one was crooked, one was straight. Crimson bark and emerald needles growing day by day. And though they look so different, they enjoyed the rain the same side by side. A chickadee had told them of a darkness on the land. Spinning blades that came to visit carried by a man. And every other tree would see them cut down where they stand by and by. Crooked tree won't fit into the mill machine. They're left to grow wild and free. Oh, I'd rather be a crooked tree.
tree. People say I'm different and my way of life seems strange. I took the road less traveled, twists and turns along the way. But like the crooked tree, I'm growing stronger day by day as the clouds roll by. A river never wonders why it flows around the bend. A mountain doesn't question how it rose up from the land. So who am I to wish I wasn't just the way I am? Who am I? Oh, can't you see? A crooked tree won't fit into the mill machine. They're left to grow wild and free. Oh, I'd rather be a crooked tree. A crooked tree won't fit into the mill machine. They're left to grow wild and free. Oh, I'd rather be a crooked tree. I'd rather be a crooked tree. Thank you all so much. Thanks for having me tonight.
What do you think? Molly Tuttle.
Aw, thank you.
How about another song?
Of course. I gotta pull out my other Tennessee song. And I just want to say that I love listening to WMOT. Whenever I'm in my car driving around Nashville, you guys play the best tunes. So this next song is a bit of an open letter to the state of Tennessee. There's a big change coming to the South, and you know we got a modern way of living, but there's room to grow. We used to grow tobacco by the bushel or bale, but now there's something better and sure to sell. Hey, Mr. Senator, I'm asking you please put up a down-home dispensary in Tennessee. Hello, legislator, the voters are spoken. There's too much politicking and not enough token. It's an economic, agricultural wonder. So legalize the Southland and roast the number. Hey, Mr. Senator, I'm asking you please put up a down-home dispensary in Tennessee. All across the nation, states are going green. Illinois to Oklahoma, everywhere in between. Our Rocky Mountains to the Blue Ridge Hills. They're raking in a big pile to pay all their bills. So, Mr. Senator, now what'll it be? Put up a down-home dispensary in Tennessee. Hello, legislator, the voters are spoken. There's too much politicking and not enough token. It's an incredible medical wonder. So legalize the Southland and roast the number. Hey, Mr. Senator, I'm asking you please put up a down-home dispensary in Tennessee. So all you politicians up on Capitol Hill, quit your sidestepping and spark up a bill. Growing the economy is good for all, so let's grow by the pound, make it legal, y'all. Don't wait for Alabama or Kentucky, put up a down-home dispensary in Tennessee. Hello, legislator, the voters are spoken. There's too much politicking and not enough token. March up to Congress, shout it like thunder. Legalize the Southland and roast the number. Hey, Mr. Senator, now what'll it be? Put up a down-home dispensary in Tennessee. A down-home dispensary in Tennessee.
Molly Tuttle for WMOT Roots Radio, Public Radio Music Day. Oh man, we're only halfway through this show. Let's also just take a moment to say thank you to Catch Secor for being here on stage with Molly. Very sweet. Coming up next, we got the Po Ramblin' Boys and Jim Lauderdale. Now that's Americana. And also Craig Havighurst, he's in the audience. He just said he's high on Molly Tuttle. That is. My name is Jessie Scott. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. We've got 2 more sets to go. Let's reset the stage. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Jim Lauderdale and the Po Ramblin' Boys next for Wired In, WMOT. We are back live at Riverside Revival. It is a special expanded version tonight of Wired In for Public Radio Music Day. My name is Jessie Scott. We want to thank all of you for being in the house and for being such an amazing audience. And we want to thank Molly Tuttle and Ketch Secor and Phoebe Hunt. More to come as we say good evening. I'm going to come closer because you all aren't even near the microphone.
That's right.
No, that's wrong.
I mean, that's wrong. Yeah.
Say hello to Jim Lauderdale and the Ramblin' Boys.
Hey, let's hear it for Jessie Scott.
See, and he's backing up from the mic again. Better. I love that you made a record together.
Me too.
You can all belly up to the bar here.
Yeah, come on up.
How did it come to pass?
I had heard about these guys and saw them at Merle Fest and sat in with them and just, fell in love with them. And as time went on, I asked them to do a record with me, and they said no. And so I kept trying. I was very persistent, did every
Have your people
trick.
call our people.
Yeah, that's right. And they finally agreed. So we went to the Tractor Shed over in Goodlettsville.
Sure
with
did.
Mark Howard and came up with this record.
Well, you're ever prolific too, so it's always great to have new music. It just keeps coming. And the people that you've teamed up with, over the years, just is an astounding list.
Wow.
And so this particular configuration is, I think, really amazing, And I love that you're getting back to the bluegrass thing here, because we love when you do that.
I do too.
We love when you do whatever it is you do, sequentially, one record after another, but it's really a lovely evening of music here tonight, and I am so happy that y'all are here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How about it? Jim Lauderdale, Paul Ramblin' Boys for WMOT Roots Radio. Now that's Americana.
Darkness and I'm headed for the light. Melody inside me says it's gonna be alright. I'm laying down my burden and I'm breaking off the chains. Come along and join me if you feel like singing today. I feel like singing today. I feel like singing today. Lifted up my voice and say I feel like singing today. I feel like singing today. I feel like singing today. Lifting up my voice of praise, I feel like singing today. I wanna tell a message and I wanna tell it now. I'm busting out with good news and I've gotta let it out. The chorus does remind me of some friends along the way. Come along and join me if you feel like singing today. I feel like singing today. I feel like singing today. Lifting up my voice and say I feel like singing today. I feel like singing today. I feel like singing today. Lifting up my voice of praise, I feel like singing today. I feel like singing today. I feel like singing today. Lifting up my voice to say I feel like singing today. I feel like singing today. I like singing today. Lifting up my voice of praise, I feel like singing today. Lifting up my voice of praise, I feel like singing today. It was not how I planned it, turn out this way, to lose what we started and the price that I paid. I don't know what happened, but she's not the same. It's like she departed on a different train. It hurts to know I've lost her. I bet she feels no pain. I thought we'd ride together, but she's on a different train. Then I missed all the warnings, signals and signs, said that she loved me and would never be mine. Was that too much to handle? Did she break from the strain? Did I drive her to leave me on a different train? It hurts to know I've lost her. I bet she feels no pain. I thought we'd ride together, but she's on a different train. It hurts to know I've lost her. I bet she feels no pain. I thought we'd ride together, but she's on a different train. I thought we'd ride together, but she's on a different train. Thank you so much. Are you having a good time out there tonight? Oh boy, how about WMOT? Man, we're so grateful to them for so many things, and we sure appreciate them. And, you know, it's like Jesse said, this has been such a great night with Phoebe and Molly and Ketch. And I shouldn't say this now because I know it's still a secret. And I hope the audio is working out there for you folks that are listening to the live stream. And I'm really not supposed to do this, and so I hope I don't get into trouble. But that rebellious side of me just has to say it right now, that the special guest tonight, they're having him and them and the whole outfit when they come out. And I'm telling you, when I first guessed, I just about lost it when I heard it. So I'm going to be out there listening with y'all too. Yeah. So going back, retracing my footsteps, that first song we did, I Feel Like Singing Today, was one I got to cut with Ralph Stanley and the Clinch Mountain Boys a few years back. And the song Different Train is from our new album, and the Po Ramblin' Boys. And I wrote that one with John Weisberger and Alex Leach. And this next one is a tune I wrote with Bob Minner, a great singer-songwriter and guitar player. And we got the great Del McCurry to sing on this one, too. So this one's called...
Yeah, oh, Del? Oh, he's not here. I forgot. Sorry, didn't mean to scare you.
Hey, those things happen. You know, but we are ready to roll with whatever. But aren't we, folks? So this is the title track of the record. It's called The Long and Lonesome Letting Go.
It's the long and lonesome letting go when the one you love hurts you so, and the sound in your mind is the echo of goodbye. It's the long and lonesome letting go. She used to hold me, said she loved me, then she turned off so coldly. It's the hard part of not knowing of what could be still going. It's a long and lonesome letting go when the one you love hurts you so, and the sound in your mind is the echo of goodbye. It's a long and lonesome letting go. It's a lesson, it's a messing in my heart and my affections. It's the hard part of rejection that I'm just not accepting. It's a long and lonesome letting go when the one you love hurts you so, and the sound in your mind is the echo of goodbye. It's a long and lonesome letting go. It's a long and lonesome letting go when the one you love hurts you so, and the sound in your mind is the echo of goodbye. It's a long and lonesome letting go. It's a long and lonesome letting go. Thank you. Let's try.
All right, now here's one, and there are some certain guidelines about the performance tonight that it's like I say, that rebellious side of me it might not be able to adhere to, but because WMOT is a nonprofit, we're not supposed to mention any kind of businesses. And I was going to say, hey, we have never played this song live before, this new song on the album, but it's like that TV commercial said. But we did stay last night at a hotel. And so, and I'll tell you what, speaking of nonprofit, I mean, we know all about that. I'm telling you. And especially, I mean, and I'm teaching these guys a lot about a nonprofit. Every time we play, they're going to learn
all
about
of it goes to our suits.
That's right.
We got to keep up with you.
That's
so
right.
That's,
well,
yeah. These are awful expensive.
that's right. That's right. But this song is a tune I wrote with a buddy of mine named Jimmy Ritchie, and it's called The Ghost of a Rose. The front door was open, and I walked right on in. Took a good look around.
where nobody had been. The whole place was empty, deserted and cold. Not a soul in the place, but an old empty vase with the ghost of a rose. Oh, the last time I saw her was so long ago. She told me she loved me and would hurry back home. Oh, the nights turned to morning, and the years come and go. There's not a soul in this place, but an old empty vase and the ghost of a rose. She always loved flowers, and I'd grow them for her. Right there by the front porch, and now it's covered in dirt. I picked one that morning. She never got. I'll just have to give what'll just have to live with the ghost of a rose. Oh, the last time I saw her was so long ago. She told me she loved me and would hurry back home. This time I'm not leaving, but I won't be alone. I'll have those years left to give, but we had to live with the ghost of a rose. There's still some life in this place, in that beautiful vase, and the ghost of a rose. Thank you. All right. Well, we want to go back, and here's another one that I got to record with Dr. Ralph Stanley and the Clinch Mountain Boys. And I reached out to one of my writing heroes before I started recording with Ralph on the first record, and his name was Robert Hunter. And so he agreed to start writing with me because of Ralph Stanley. And here's one that Robert and I wrote together, and it's called The Deep Well of Sadness. Oh, the deep well of sadness, lower down the bucket on the chain, draw up the clear dark water, and lower down the bucket once again. All the joy in this world here below, bound to stop before it starts again. All the sweetness we've come to know flies plain as ashes with the passing wind. The rich man puts his trust in shiny silver, the poor man puts his trust in holy verse. Both must pour their tears to the river for their prayers ascend like wings of birds. Oh, the deep well of sadness, lower down the bucket on the chain, draw up the clear dark water, and lower down the bucket once again. You are bidden to be good to one another. There's nothing else but love can satisfy. Each stricken stranger is a dying brother, until there is no tears left to cry. Oh, the deep well of sadness, lower down the bucket on the chain, draw up the clear dark water, and lower down the bucket once again. I thought I felt the first snowflake of winter upon my tongue, my weary thirst could slake. I thought I heard a voice bid me to enter. When you learn to give more than you can take, hand me down my five-string banjo, hand me down my hand-carved violin, hand me down my weeping willow bow. Let's play a song before we have to go. Oh, the deep well of sadness, lower down the bucket on the chain, draw up the clear dark water, and lower down the bucket once again. Dark water, and lower down the bucket once again, and dab the clear dark water, and lower down the bucket once again. Thank you. This is Laura Orshaw over here on the fiddle. Jasper Lorentzen back here on the bass. Jeremy Brown on the banjo. And C.J. Lewandowski.
It's always an amazing time to stand on stage with the great Jim Lauderdale. The first time I ever seen him was in St. Louis, Missouri. And I was just a 13-year-old kid, and Lost in the Lonesome Pines had come out, and we were all huge Dr. Ralph fans, and so we were introduced to Jim by way of Dr. Ralph Stanley, and we never thought that we'd ever get to stand on stage with him, much less cut an album with you. So it's just a few weeks old, yeah.
See, kid, you know, and it's like I told you after that show when you came up to the...
He told me these exact words.
I said...
What'd you say?
I said, you came up and introduced yourself, and I said, what do you play, kid? And you said,
kid,
mandolin. And I said, well, I'll tell you what, you keep practicing, and someday we'll make a record together.
That's what he said.
We're all over the world.
Dreams come true, folks.
That's right. Yeah. Well, one of the members, and a very important member of the Poe Ramblin' Boys, couldn't be here tonight. He's pretty
ill. His name is Josh Wrinkle. Josh, if you are awake and watching, we sure miss you, and hope you'll get better real soon. And Josh and I started writing. I knew that he wrote some, and I thought, well, hey, you know, it'd be nice to write one with Josh for the record, you know, at least one song for the record. And we started writing. I thought, wow, this guy is a great writer. He really is, as well as being a great guitar player and wonderful person and singer. And so we hit it off so good writing, we just kept on, and we wrote half the record together. And here's one. One day he came into the place where we were writing and said, I've got a title, and I'd really like for us to work on it. And I said, what is it? And he said, I'm only so good at being good.
I can't keep up with a crowd I used to run with. Some are not all here, and some are too far gone. The party's not the same. I guess I need a change, but some habits like to still linger on. One taste might not hurt what I think I'm really worth. It dares me there to leave it if I could. It's all in the past, but temptation seems to last. It's so hard to walk away like I should. I'm only so good at being good. So here I am again. It's all so familiar. Well, I wait behind the wrong side of the door. It can get to be too much, 'cause it never is enough. And I always end up out there wanting more. Taste might not hurt what I think I'm really worth. It dares me there to leave it if I could. It's only in the past, but temptation seems to last. It's so hard to walk away like I should. I'm only so good at being good. One taste might not hurt what I think I'm really worth. It dares me there to leave it if I could. It's only in the past, but temptation seems to last. It's so hard to walk away like I should. I'm only so good at being good. So hard to walk away like I should. I'm only so good at being good.
Thank you.
Mr. Jim Lauderdale, everybody, right there.
Laura Orshaw over there. Oh, let's see. We had a request for this one a little earlier. I ran into somebody outside, and they wanted to hear the title track of another record I did with Dr. Ralph, and it's called Lost in the Lonesome Pines. Are y'all still having fun out there tonight? I am too, but I got to tell you, ever since when I walked in the dressing room, I've just been, you know, the excitement is palpable. Let's just say that. Very, very palpable. Let me get this.
That's nice.
No, it's
what
nice.
What are you so nervous for? You okay?
It's nice.
It's nice.
It's nice.
Oh, yeah.
You're shaking like a dog, a peach seed.
A what?
A peach seed.
Explain to the folks what that is.
Nothing, I ain't gonna say it. That's one of them words we can't say on radio.
Oh, I see.
You taught me well.
And hey, of course, this is live streamed.
Tuning live right on the stream. There.
All right. Okay, so here we go. Lost in the Lonesome Pines. I feel the snow that's falling as I'm drifting out of view, and I could not hear you calling when the sky had fallen through. Lost in the lonesome pines, and with you I'll never be. Lost in the lonesome pines, and nevermore I'll see. Just to find somebody to tell my story to. It seems I just got started. Now my journey's almost through. Lost in the lonesome pines, and with you I'll never be. Lost in the lonesome pines, and nevermore I'll see.
the fields in rows not planted will have to wait for spring. And if I ever reach them, I'll kiss you once again. Lost in the lonesome pines, and with you I'll never be. Lost in the lonesome pines, and nevermore I'll see. Lost in the lonesome Thank you. Thanks so much. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm having a great time up here with this wild and woolly bunch. And okay, well, hey, I just got another request from somebody. Somebody that's very near to me. Somebody very, very near to me. And known him so close that, yeah. Now, another thing is, no, I'll tell you what, we have a great time together, as you can tell, out on the road, and we're just beginning. I mean, things are just starting. Like I say, this is kind of, we're rolling some of these songs out tonight for the first time. But this request I had is another song I wrote with Robert Hunter, and we'd love it if you guys would sing along with us on this. The chorus goes, headed for the hills, headed for the hills, I can hear 'em calling, headed for the hills. Let's try that now. Headed for the hills, headed for the hills, I can hear 'em calling, headed for the hills. Well, I forded the river and I paid all my bills, gave a gift to the giver. I'm headed for the hills. I paid all my borrows, likewise all my dues. I'll be gone tomorrow, nothing here I can use. Headed for the hills, headed for the hills, I can hear 'em calling, headed for the hills. Well, once I had a woman, deaf and mute and blind. Only one could hear me when I tried to speak my mind. And once I had a fiddle, and once I had a bow. There's nothing on the griddle, but I paid back all I owe. Headed for the hills, headed for the hills. I can hear 'em calling, headed for the hills. One thing I've gotta do, one thing before I go, is prove my love for you. It's all the love I know. If you don't forget me, I'll do the same for you. Forever in your memory, to pay back all that's due. Headed for the hills, headed for the hills. I can hear 'em calling, headed for the hills, headed for the hills, headed for the hills. I can hear 'em calling, headed for one more time now, headed for the hills. Whoa, headed for the hills. I can hear 'em calling, headed for the hills. I can hear 'em calling, headed for the hills. Thanks so much. Hey, we got time for just one more off the new album, and I wrote this with Josh Wrinkle. Y'all have been wonderful. Thanks so much, and thanks WMOT. We love y'all, and we'll be right up as soon as we get off here. So this one's called "Drop the Hammer Down." Oh gosh, I was just testing you.
It's
So-
okay, Uncle Jim. We got you.
All right, the key
One
of
more
A.
hand for the great, legendary, no one ever needs to introduce him because everybody knows who he is. One of the greatest songwriters of all time, Mr. Jim Lauderdale, right there.
Thanks so much. And thanks to the Poe Ramblin' Boys. Thank you. Drop the hammer down. Drop the hammer down. Put your feet on the ground. Drop the hammer down. There's a foundation you can build upon. Leave for the others after you're gone. Drop the hammer down. Drop the hammer down. Put your feet on the ground. Drop the hammer down. Starts with a stack of wood and a can of nails. Build a ship of love that forever sails. Drop the hammer down. Drop the hammer down. Put your feet on the ground. Drop the hammer down. Don't put off till tomorrow what you can do today. Lift your head to the sky, lift your voice and say, drop the hammer down, drop the hammer down. Put your feet on the ground, drop the hammer down. of the essence. Don't let it slip away. Don't be the one you can be each and every day. Drop the hammer down. Drop the hammer down. Put your feet on the ground. Drop the hammer down. It's all in your hands. Make a better plan. You don't have to wait. Make a better fate while we learn to pray. That's a better way. Make a joyful sound and drop the hammer down. Drop the hammer down. Drop the hammer down. Put your feet on the ground. Drop the hammer down. Drop the hammer down. Drop the hammer down. Put your feet on the ground. Drop the hammer down. Thank y'all so much. Y'all are wonderful. Thank you.
Delicious. Jim Lauderdale and the Pro Ramblin' Boys. Oh my goodness gracious. It's been an amazing night. Don't leave. Of story and song. And we have one more set. And you know, I've kept this really close to the vest because he has a gig next week and we couldn't publicize it. But Daryl Scott will be joining us in just a couple of minutes here on stage at WMOT Roots Radio for Public Radio Music Day at Riverside Revival. Wired in. Let us reset the stage. Be back in just a couple. Sit tight.
song. It's so funny. Oh my God. It's like the Hayes Carl song that you played on the radio that it has that last line and everything. I got it in to you. I'm probably going to screw you. I said, what did I just do? That's hilarious. Oh my God. Oh, it's hilarious. I love it. This is great. When's the next one?
Hey, yep. Check. Hey. Check. Check. Hey, hey. Check. 1, 2. Hey, hey. Hey, hey.
This. Yay. $30 or something. We are back live at Riverside Revival for WMOT Roots Radio, Public Radio Music Day. Want to thank the Po Ramblin' Boys and Jim Lauderdale for the last set. What a night. It's been amazing. I hope you've enjoyed it so far. And we've been talking about this special guest without naming names. And I want to introduce him to you now. One more set to go tonight. Please make Daryl Scott welcome. We're going to chat for a minute. That is a beautiful guitar. Wow. Yum.
Les Paul.
One of how many?
Oh, we won't say that. Hundreds.
Hundreds of guitars. One for every mood.
Yeah.
It's so great to have you here.
It's good to be here at this church.
Isn't
Is this
it
a worship
amazing?
service here?
It is a worship service tonight, as we love being able to bring music here. And we couldn't announce you
That's right.
because you have a gig next week, and it's a really cool thing that you're doing at City Winery.
Yeah, I'm over at City Winery on November 1st. No, I'm sorry, November 6th. And that's Guy Clark's birthday. And so I'm doing a Daryl Scott Remembers Guy Clark on his birthday. That's what I'm doing.
Beautiful. We have to talk about the new iteration, the Daryl Scott String Band.
Yes, that's our new record. It's been out about 6 weeks, and thank you all for playing it as you do.
Heck
you
yeah.
know. And that's, for lack of a better word, a bluegrass record, but it's a string band record.
Yeah.
And I have Shad Cobb on fiddle from here in Nashville, Bryn Davies, who used to live here in Nashville, on upright bass, and Matt Flinner on banjo and mandolin, and myself.
It's very sweet.
Yeah.
Your
and
voices are amazing.
You know, this is the first record I got them to sing on. Because normally, this is embarrassing, but we have gigs, but we don't rehearse enough to have the vocals together. We've got the playing together. But on this album, I wanted to make sure, like, no, we're singing on this. Y'all are singing on every song. And on Shad even sings lead on one song. So I had him bring in a tune of his own, and Matt Flinner brought in a tune of his own. So it's definitely a band kind of thing as I see it.
I love it.
Yeah.
And it's always interesting to me to see what you're going to do next. And I know you've got, 14 things waiting, but
Yeah.
they're all different and they all have their moment. And that's really cool that you do that.
And I think they could all be played on WMOT.
And they all are.
Right?
No, we love playing you on the radio. And I sing along. I mean, my dog is the only one
Well,
who
you're
likes it.
You're a Scot. You're going to.
I know, but not for publication, just for the car. My
Yeah.
dog wags his tail. I think he may be singing along with me in his way.
Yeah. Why not?
I love it. It's so great to have you here.
Thank you, Jesse.
And have yet another set tonight as we go 4 deep.
Yeah.
Please make him
absolutely.
welcome Daryl Scott for WMOT Roots Radio.
In the deep dark hills of eastern Kentucky, that's the place where I trace my bloodline. And it's there I read on a hillside gravestone, said you will never leave Harlan alive. Well, my granddad's dad walked down Cattle Runs Mountain, and he asked Tilly Helton to be his bride. Said, won't you walk with me out of the mouth of this holler, or we'll never leave Harlan alive. Where the sun comes up about 10 in the morning, and the sun goes down about 3 every day, and you fill your cup with whatever bitter brew you're drinking, and you spend your life just thinking of how to get away. No one ever knew there was cold in the mountains till the man from the north northeast arrived. He was waving them $100 bills. He said, I'll pay you for your minerals. Oh, but he never left Harlan alive. Well, Granny, she sold out cheap, and they moved out west of Pineville to a farm with big rich land and river wines. And I bet they danced them a jig, and they laughed and sang a new song. Who said we'd never leave Harlan alive? Times got hard and tobacco wasn't selling, and old Granddad knew what he'd do to survive. Well, he went and dug for Harlan coal and sent the money back to Granny, but he never left Harlan alive. Where the sun comes up about 10 in the morning and the sun goes down about 3 every day, and you fill your cup, go on and fill it up with whatever better brew you're drinking, and you spend your life digging coal from the bottom of your grave. And the sun comes up about 10 in the morning, and the sun goes down about 3 every day, and you fill your cup with whatever bitter brew you're drinking, and you spend your life digging coal from the bottom of your grave, of your grave. In the deep dark hills of eastern Kentucky, that's the place where I trace my bloodline. And it's there I read on a hillside gravestone, said you will never leave Harlan alive. Thank you.
you. Well, he left Boston in December for New Mexico, determined to forget all of the faces he had known. A little lonesome and a great big world of trouble mind. Oh, with a bedroll on his shoulder and a banjo on his knee, he would hitch a ride with truckers. He believed truckers were free. 18-wheelers roll a little further down the line. No, he did not meet a girl in Richmond nor in old San Antone. His vision of the Southwest was gonna be realized alone, alone to wonder just how his life had gone thus far. And as he walked along the highway, he felt the power from inside and found a miracle of living and having nothing left to hide. Oh, he walked Carlsbad to White Sands for 40 days and nights, but it only took 10 minutes for that young man to realize that, Lord, it's lonesome everywhere. I mean everywhere. And he sang la da 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 la da 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 da. Back there in Boston, teaching English in high school. Glad to have bi-weekly wages, glad the kids all think he's cool. He's a man who's learned from every step that he's been. He keeps a bottle full of white sand on his dresser in the hall, and a worn map of New Mexico tacked on the wall. Oh, you never know, he may need to go again and again and again. And as he walked along the highways, he felt the power from inside and found the miracle of living, having nothing left to hide, nothing. And as he walks along the hallways, he feels that power swell up from deep inside and finds a miracle of living. No, and having nothing left to hide. Nothing. He's got nothing to hide, nothing to hide. La da da da, la da da da, la da 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 da, da 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 da.
a miracle. It's a miracle of living.
Thank you so much. I love WMOT, and I know you do too. Where we have a station that plays the music that we make in this town. Yes, sirree, Bob. Well, I got a new record out with my string band, and I'll do a song from it. It leads the record off here. As you heard from that first song, I'm from Kentucky. My family's been from Kentucky for the last 250 years. And this is another Kentucky song. Well, I am the one who stayed behind while the others were going away. To the mills of Chicago, to the plants of Detroit, for the promise of a $5 day. They would come by in December while the folks were alive, with gifts from the money they made. And they'd talk of the nights neath the bright city lights, and wonder how I ever stayed. And I tell them, oh, your bright lights don't shine like a Kentucky morning. You can't hear a whippoorwill out on the street. Give me a good piece of land and an old caneback rocker, while life goes on and on and on, while life goes on and on. I took the train out of Corbin and I headed up north to visit a brother of mine. Said he talked to his foreman for to get me a job working graveyard assembly line. And I was there with my brother making factory pay, but Lord, my soul was alone. And it was 4 in the morning. I shut down my machine and I told him, I'm going home. Oh, your bright lights don't shine like a Kentucky morning. You can't hear a whippoorwill out on the street. Give me a good piece of land and an old caneback rocker, while while life goes on and on and on, while life goes on and on. Give me a good piece of land and an old caneback rocker, while life goes on and on and on, while life goes on and on. Oh, while life goes on and on. On and on and on and on and on. Well, when I first moved to Nashville, and I've been in Nashville now 31 years, and in January it'll be 32, I think. But when I first moved to town, my dad had started building a house sort of out Mount Juliet, out near the lake out there. And he needed to sell it, and I was moving from Boston. I'd moved around a lot myself. And I bought my dad's house that he sort of got mostly built. And it's what we could afford, and he would let us slip on the payments, you know, because he's my dad. But next door was a guy named Charlie Bolton, and his wife Ruby. And I was telling this to Bruce Robeson, and because we did some good writing a few years ago. We'd get together a couple times a year, and he said, hey, let's write a song about those people you were telling me about next door. I said, okay, let's go. And this is what we came up with. Charlie and Ruby, they lived next door. They had no children, they wanted more. But more wasn't common in children or in life. Charlie was a dirt poor farmer, and Ruby was a farmer's wife. Down with the evening news and up at dawn, work boots and overalls and a railroad hat on, scratching that rocky soil and choking out the weeds. Hey Ruby, look at what the Lord made from a handful of seeds. Charlie and Ruby met in junior high. Ruby did all the talking, 'cause Charlie was the quiet kind. Charlie knew then what his toil in life would bring. Ruby finished high school, and Ruby loved to sing. Walk on the sunny side and wander working power. 3-part harmony and wildwood flower, singing with her sisters in a family band. She let all that go and she took old Charlie's hand.
from the sunny side and wonder working power. Two-part harmony in my final hour. Charlie quit drinking in his later years, except Friday with the Masons and a couple of Christmas beers. Ruby held heavy 60 years against the yoke, wheeling round her oxygen, stopping for a smoke. They held on to heaven and life beyond the sun, and held to each other when the long work day was done, giving all they had till there was nothing left to give, living their days till there were no more days to live. Charlie and Ruby, they lived next door. They had no children, they wanted more, but more wasn't common in children or in life. Charlie was a dirt poor farmer, and Ruby was a farmer's wife.
Thank you so much. Well, I had a request to do a song from a really good friend of mine, special friend Stephanie Hudacek, who runs Soundly Music and distributes my records and lots of other people's records in this town. And so I want to send this out to my Stephanie Hudacek out there. Hugged your friends, kissed your mama goodbye. Baby in your arms and a tear in your eye. 1,200 miles and you never asked why from me. Me and the baby and you side by side. We all knew we was in for a long, hard ride. Nowhere to run and nowhere to hide, it seemed. We honked the horn when we crossed the state line. Woke up the baby and she started to cry. She must have known what we were gonna find. This ain't nothing but a heartbreak town. Square people in a world that's around, and they watch you dancing without the sound. It ain't nothing. Oh, it ain't nothing. You take your number and you stand in line, and they watch to see how high you're gonna climb. Pat on the back, better luck next time. It ain't nothing. Oh, it ain't nothing but a heartbreak time. Stardust, it's a funny thing. It can make you cuss, or it can make you sing. And the need to touch it gets so hard to explain someday. I've seen them rise, I've seen them fall.
Some get nothing, and Lord, some seem to get it all. Some just run while others crawl away. But hold my hand, baby, don't let go. I got some front money and I got a next show. And I'm gonna need you down this yellow brick road. This ain't nothing but a heartbreak town. Square people in a world that's round. And they watch you dance without the sun. It ain't nothing. Oh, it ain't nothing, nothing at all. You take your number and you stand in line, and they watch to see how high you're gonna climb. You're gonna climb, ain't you? Pat on the back, better luck next time. It ain't nothing. Oh, it ain't nothing but a heartbreak time. Just a heartbreak time. Thank you, thank you. Well, I should do a Guy Clark song for you, since I'm doing at least half the night or more on November the 6th over at City Winery on his birthday. Tell you a quick story. I'll have all kinds of stories over there at the City Winery. But I borrowed a guitar of Guy's that he made. Guy made about 13 or 14 guitars. He made guitars. For some reason, he was really drawn to flamenco guitars. But then he had some steel string guitars as well. But I borrowed one of his flamencos one time for a session and called him up and said, "Hey, Guy, can I borrow one of your guitars?" He said, "Yeah, as long as I can come over too." So he brought the guitar over, and then I played it on the session. Actually, it was a song of his that I did, that old time feeling I recorded. And I just thought it needed Guy's guitar on it, so I played it on as an overdub kind of deal. And then he said, "Well, you keep this guitar for a while." And so I did. I had it for probably 3 years or more. And so one time on his birthday, November 6th, I called him up and said, "Happy birthday." And I said, "Guy, I need to get that guitar back to you." And he said, "Oh, you just keep that. That's yours now." And so I have old number 6 of his maybe 13 or 14 guitars that he made. And I got to work on 4 Guy Clark records. The first one I played on was in the studio band was a Dublin Blues album, which is a great album. And then The Keepers, which was his sort of greatest hits, we did it over at Douglas Corner over there, a live album. And then the next 2 studio records were Cold Dog Soup, that's a good title, isn't it? Cold Dog Soup, and The Dark. So those are the 4 records that I got to work on. And he even made us co-producers on the last 2 records. But let me tell you something, you don't produce Guy Clark. But that was Guy's way of just being kind to us players, me and Verlin Thompson and Chris, our engineer. But this is a song that Guy and I wrote together. We only got together 2 times in the maybe, I don't know, 15, 20 years that we knew each other. The first time we wrote a song so bad, you'll never hear it. Guy wouldn't do it, I won't do it, but we did write one. But the second time we got together, maybe about 5 years later,
we got one. He must have liked it because he recorded it twice. Let's see. So I'll save some of the other stories for over there at the gig, but this is one we wrote called Out in the Parking Lot. Sitting on the fender of someone else's truck, drinking Old Crow whiskey and hot 7-Up out in the parking lot. You can hear the band playing right through the wall, and there ain't no cover charge. Ain't no last call out in the parking lot. Now there's a couple of cowpokes putting up their dukes. Well, there really wasn't much to it after both of them puked out in the parking lot. And someone called the police, and the police finally came, and they wrote out a couple of tickets and wrote down a couple of names out in the parking lot. I love to see the neon dancing on the gravel. I love to hear the pickup trucks come on a revel. And some have given up, and some have given in. Looks like everybody's looking for a friend out in the parking lot. Whoops, there's a couple who could not wait to get home. Oh, they're probably in love. So let's just leave them alone out in the parking lot. And the band is on the bus. They're all loaded up to leave. And the drummer's got a girlfriend tugging at his sleeve out in the parking lot. I love to see the neon dancing on the gravel. I love to hear the pickup trucks come unravel. And some have given up, some have given in. Sure looks like everybody's looking for a friend out in the parking lot. Well, the night is finally over. They've shot out all the lights, and the dust begins to settle. And it's never been so quiet out in the parking lot. Thank you. I'm going to do another new song off this new record. You know, we had Hank Williams' 100th birthday just last September 17th. Yes, 100 years of Hank. He only lived to be 29. Can you imagine that? All that great work in 29 years of a 29-year-old person. And anyway, I got to do a show down in Montgomery, his city, on his 100th birthday. Did an entire program of Hank, which was really, really cool. Because I grew up on Hank stuff because my dad was a Hank freak. He tried to sing like him, tried to write like him. And so I grew up with, you know, Hank Williams and Johnny Cash music, really. And, but here's a song off this new record, and it mentions Hank pretty early in the song. I walk myself to Grady's, just like I often do, where the beer is 50 cents a glass, and the jukebox Friedel known. And I always play Hank Williams, just like my daddy did, where it's laid out on the table, and the meaning never hid. Think I'll take me down to Shelbyville if I could hustle up the fare. I hear there's work with horses, and my brother's living there. And we'll go out for the evening, but his wife won't let me stay. He'll do just what she asks him. He's always been that way. Maybe I'll hit the Baptist church, yeah, I think it's Wednesday night, and get another pamphlet about the darkness and the light. Maybe I will walk the aisle, I don't do it for the show. Now when I hear the altar calling, boys, I know it's time to go. I'm old and near forgotten. Save the neighbor with the meals. Death lays waiting in the shadows, and that's the way he deals. But I close my eyes and kiss her, and she's close enough to feel. We're driving to Montgomery, one hand upon the wheel. Thank you so much. Well, I got time for one more song, and I appreciate you being here. I appreciate WMOT, and long may you run, WMOT, long may you run. Now Daddy sits on the front porch swinging, looking out on a vacant field. Used to be filled with burlap tobacco, now he knows it never will. Brothers found work in Indiana, sisters a nurse at the old folks home. Mama's still cooking way too much for supper, and me have been a long time gone. Yeah, long time gone. I ain't hold a rose since I don't know when. Long time gone, and it ain't coming back again. Now Delia plays that old church piano, sitting out on her daddy's farm. She always thought we'd be together. Lord, I never meant to do her harm. Said she could hear me singing in the choir. Me, I heard another song. I got wind and I hit the road running. Lord, I've been a long time gone. Yeah, long time gone. Oh, I ain't had a prayer since I don't know when. Long time gone, and it ain't coming back again. To Nashville, trying to be the big deal, playing down on Broadway, getting there the hard way, living from a tip jar, sleeping in my car, hawking my guitar. Yeah, I'm gonna be a star. Now me and Delia sing every Sunday, watching the garden and the children grow. We listen to the radio to hear what's cooking, but that music ain't got no soul. Now they sound tired, but they don't sound haggard. They got money, but they don't have cash. They got Junior, but they don't have Hank. I think the rest is long time gone. No, I ain't honked the horn since I don't know when. Long time gone, gone, gone. And it ain't coming back. I said a long time gone. Well, I ain't hit the roof since I don't know when. A long time gone, and it ain't coming back again. Long time ago, yeah, long time, long Thank you all so much. Thank you, WMOT.
Daryl Scott. Thank you. New album, Old Came Back Rocker, which I love the cadence of that. Thank you so much for being with us tonight here. For Wired In for Public Radio Music Day. Wow. I want to thank the Tennessee Arts Commission for their support. I want to thank NPR, live sessions at NPR, where you can watch us. I want to thank you all for being in the room tonight for this extended Wired In from Riverside Revival. And I want to thank Daryl Scott, Po Ramblin' Boys, Jim Lauderdale, Molly Tuttle with Catch Secor, and Phoebe Hunt for being with us tonight. And all of you for being in the room and for listening to WMOT. Jesse Scott saying safe home, everybody. Good night.